Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Lotus Lounge. It's July 1st, 2024. And as always, I'm Chad B. And this week, as always, is Carrie B. She's feeling a little saucy and wearing her Evolve hat today. Evolve. It's important. Hence the evolutions in the Lotus. So anyway, welcome. We're back after taking a little week off for some personal and business trip. And that sort of inspired what we're talking about this week. So what was seen and not seen in Sedona, Arizona, which is, we were up in that area. And it sort of struck us as like, hey, this might be a fun little conversation. So here we go. Because it's, if you haven't been there, you should be. You should visit it sometime. Sedona, it's an amazing place to visit. It's renowned for its beauty, its scenery. It's a beautiful place. Spiritual energy. Outdoor activities, restaurants, shopping, etc. But one thing's for certain: Sedona has a very strong spiritual wellness community, and there's just some things you don't see much of in Sedona that you do see in a lot of other places, and vice versa. So that's a little bit of the contrast here. So Carrie, what did we see a lot of in Sedona, Arizona? I'm going to let you take those.
Okay, yeah. What did we see a lot of?
Mm-hmm.
I would say this trip, there were a lot of ahas, but there was a lot to take notice. Yeah, and it really did inspire the conversation for today. The first thing I have to say is that Sedona has a lot of culture.
Mm-hmm.
The shopping is rich and interesting. You're going to find a lot of small independent studios and boutiques, as opposed to your franchises, your big box stores that we're so accustomed to.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the culture, the local artisans exposing, displaying their artwork and their talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I and you as well, Chad, we appreciate it every time we go.
Mm-hmm.
That experience, the shopping experience, and what all there is to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of small local stores and shops. Yeah. I mean, there's some bigger stuff too, but it's really evident how many independent local places there are. So yeah.
So
okay.
The next thing we noticed is that there are many healthy restaurants to choose from, which you and I always appreciate. It's not hard to eat healthy when you're in Sedona.
Yeah.
Whether you're preparing food for yourself, because where we stay, we are lucky enough to have our own kitchen that is fully stocked with,
we can make our own
utensils and all sorts of things. But if we're not doing something there, we are eating at healthy restaurants, and some of our favorite restaurants, as you know, the Chicola Tree. I just love it there. And then we found a new restaurant called the Secret Garden, and they have
new to us. We've seen it. We just haven't been there. Yeah,
we haven't been there, but we didn't know that they focus on healthy, locally made foods. And this restaurant, at least in the Phoenix area, is pretty well known, I would guess. But we don't typically eat there when we go to Sedona. But this time, we ate at Picasso's. That was absolutely delicious, and they had a whole gluten-free vegan menu, organic. That was really good. I don't know if the other locations have that or not.
Well, I think up there they had the option. They had like a separate menu, the vegan options for it, and gluten-free options versus the regular options. And I think it was a little fuller than you find in the metro locations down here. But it was a very similar menu, but just some more options. So yeah, but it was good.
Yeah. And okay, so then the last thing that I personally noticed, and this isn't the first time, but it's just the nature. There are just so many birds everywhere. And this is an area that you can go and actually see butterflies. Like we saw the big black
Huge.
butterfly with all the yellow markings, just gorgeous. It posed. It actually posed for me to take a picture. I'll have to
I did. Yeah.
put that on Facebook. But just lots of lizards. Not that we don't see them here, but
More
we
so.
see a lot more there. Bunnies, lots of different trees and flowers. I mean, it's just really beautiful.
I think it's like obviously there's nature everywhere, but there it really encompasses everything. And so you feel it and you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Well put.
Yeah.
So Chad, what didn't we see a lot of in Sedona?
Well, even though he would like me to mention, we didn't see Kit Kat because he didn't go with us, and he's wanting to be on TV right now, banging at the door. But there's a few things that we didn't notice, which you really do see a lot of in other places. First, and it's because of the Lotus Evolution's holistic spa focuses on a holistic approach, and it became very evident while we were up there. You didn't see a lot of med spas. There's probably a few there. We saw one nearby. There's some, but they're not prominent. And we were actually looking, and we didn't see them. But they're not as ubiquitous as in the valley. Another thing we didn't notice a lot of are fast food chains in Sedona. There's a couple. I mean, everybody's probably who's been there is probably familiar with the McDonald's that's been there for a long time. That doesn't have a golden arch; it has a turquoise arch, turquoise coloring, because that's sort of standard up there. But you don't, gosh, when we're home in Maricopa, pay notice here, Maricopians, because and it's elsewhere too. But it's like there's just a string of the fast food drive-throughs.
And it's not just here. It's not
no,
just here.
Oh no, it's just not here. But that's why I said,
everywhere.
It's everywhere. But it's almost, you get to those busy corners, and they're like 2 or 3 of the corners.
Yes, they're all clustered together.
They're all clustered, yeah. But they're just not it's not as common. There's just a few that you really notice up there. The other thing came up in a discussion too, but it's like sometimes when you're up there, you have decent but not as consistent cell phone service, because there aren't a lot of cell phone towers height wise. There's they're sort of hidden. They're not as common. So they have some, and I guess they have some regulations up there to help balance things, the modern communications with the environment. And so that's the third thing we didn't notice a lot of. And if you hear some noise, that's just the Kit Kat trying to get on TV in here. So
he's trying to get on TV.
He's trying to break in. So yeah. So what we saw a lot of, what Carrie noted, or what Carrie mentioned, the culture we saw a lot of. We saw healthier restaurant options on the whole, and nature encompasses everything. And what I mentioned was, what we didn't see a lot of were medical spas, fast food chains, or cell phone towers everywhere. So, but
which can be, those cell phone towers can be an eyesore.
They can be an eyesore, and they can also just creates a lot of electronic buzz that we're not used to. It adds to our overload of things, and so there's a little bit of a healthier balance up there.
Yes,
that's a whole different discussion, but it's real. So, but every time we bring a little bit of Sedona home with us, every time it's part of our vision for Lotus Evolution's holistic spa as we evolve, i.e., Carrie's hat over there. Bringing a little bit of culture, vibe, healthy eating, and nature to your environment.
Yeah, and although we can't here in Maricopa, we can't limit cell phone towers. Okay, we don't have that power.
Yeah, we actually need more. Go
ahead. But we can give you the tools to help balance your energy. To help protect your energy, to help harmonize your energy with all these man-made frequencies. Like we use essential oils, we use different types of crystals. We have the EMF harmonizers that we use personally. So these are some of the tools that Chad and I use to really help balance our energy frequencies, because it's so important. It's so important to do so for, health across the board. And we're not a medical spa. We are not. And we offer holistically based treatments that really support your body, not only physically and aesthetically, but mentally and emotionally and even spiritually. So, and this is part of the grander vision, honestly. Right now we're like this small and we want to get like this much bigger. And, it's not just about Chad and I. As we grow, we are going to need like-minded talent to join us, because God knows I can't do all the services, and I am right now, and people are getting sick of me. I really need to do what I'm good at. I mean, I'm good at a lot of things, but we need new talent. That's how a vision will grow, and that's how people in the community will feel supported. So, just know that we are looking for new people to join our cause. Specifically, we are looking for another esthetician. As long as somebody's willing to grow with us. And we are also looking for a marketing person. And the more we talk, Chad, that person needs to specify in this field, because
yeah. But folks can direct message you.
But yeah,
details and such.
If you want more information, you can DM us for details about that. So that's my spin. We bring a piece of Sedona back with us each and every time.
Yeah.
Why? Because we want to help you balance your energy, support your relaxation, your rejuvenation, because you need it and deserve it.
Sure. Well, and one thing I want to mention is, people, don't forget, if you haven't noticed yet, Carrie put out there, we're having an Independence Day sale, 20% off Desert Love Everlasting Cream, which is fantastic, and the Desert Love facial serum, the original, which is equally fantastic. They're awesome things. So you can check out the website, which you see below me here. I put the www by, even though you don't need to type that anymore, Dave, but anymore these days. But lotusevolutions.com. So once again, that's 20% off Desert Love Everlasting Cream and the Desert Love facial serum. Is there a code they have to put in for that, Carrie?
Yes, it's code Everlasting 2024.
Okay.
Is the code.
Put that code in.
And
go ahead.
Chad, before you interject, or I interjected. There are 2 live videos. Well, they're not live anymore. That one I put out last night, and the other one this morning, just giving a little bit more detail around what goes into our formulations.
Okay.
And not everybody cares. I'm someone who cares. So I'm putting that out there for some people like me that want more information. They want to know what goes into the product. They maybe find it interesting.
Great. So they can find that on Facebook, on our Facebook page, the Lotus Evolutions Facebook page, or our YouTube channel. Same thing, either place. So awesome. So, okay. Well, I think that's the wrap for this week. So as always, I'm Chad B. This is Carrie B, i.e. the Evolve Lady. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, see you next week.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.